live on air. 514 Online Mix Radio, and we got a very special guest, especially to me, especially to the hip hop community. Oh my God, Montreal, make some noise, make some noise. Argentina, make some noise. Norway, make some noise. Who else is listening? Russia tonight. Shout out to Russia. It's the first time Russia's in 514 Online Mix Radio. Make some noise. US, make some noise. And most of all, Canada, make some noise for the Joker.
What's going on?
Yeah. So glad that you are here with us live on air in Montreal. And right now it's 5 o'clock for you guys right now, huh?
Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm like I said, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, but I'm out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the state of New Mexico, not the city and the whole country of New Mexico. That's different. Yeah.
So you were originally from Buffalo, New York, like you just said, and you moved out to New Mexico. Why the move?
Well, the family, got businesses out here, so we had to make a power move to keep things afloat. And me, I'm versatile, so I pretty much get in where I fit in on the grind. So it's like, I go ahead and make the move. If the wife got to move, family got to move, I got to move with them. I'm with, connecting and networking, I'm good at that. So I said, let's make the move. Let's do something powerful. So that's what we did.
Ooh, well, I shout out to you for making that move. You're definitely, you're winning in hip hop, and you got some businesses in New Mexico. That's some boss moves right there. That's definitely a good reason to move. Happy Black History Month, by the way. Happy Black History Month.
No doubt.
This is a very important month. I actually started seeing some hashtags, hip hop history month as well. How do you feel about that hashtag?
Oh, yeah, the hashtag is definitely doing big things. That the movement is definitely very positive, good positive energy. Educating is the key. We educating the youth, the up and coming, the people that really know the culture from like 2000 and up. They're just now learning the actual roots of hip hop. So, what I'm saying? It's good that Black History added the hip hop with it. So that's cool.
I wanted to hear it from you because you're definitely a pioneer in the game as well. When did it all start for you? When did you start basically working in hip hop, rapping, emceeing, all of that? When did you start? When did it all start for you?
I was 12 years old when I started. I was 12. I was always listening to it. I was a fan. But I decided to do it when I was 12. And I had to, I was in the culture, learning some things, but I got real strong at it as far as writing part of it. And I always was in the breaking, dancing and all that as a young child. But I really got involved when I was 12, got stronger than when I was 14. When I was 14, I got into more writing, DJing, tagging, b-boying, and that type of thing. So that was definitely a fun culture for me. And I got into it, on the business side, learning at age 17. Back then, in the 90s, we didn't have social media. We didn't have Google. We had to go to the library, get the books, read, take notes. I had a whole thing of books like stacked up on the table about publishing, copyrights, patent, how to get a publishing deal, how to get a record deal, what's the 360 deal. I mean, we had to really read a lot of books. So that's what I pretty much was reading on the business side. And back then, and that's when I really wanted to get into it and understand it. You know what I'm saying? I learned from a lot of other people that got signed and stuff like that, how the industry, pretty much, what I'm saying, take people's money and rob them and not really being fair as far as contracts. I learned a little bit about that, but I was really involved in the culture. I loved the culture. I was attached to the culture. And so I didn't really want to do the business side for a while after I learned it. And I said, let me go ahead and do this underground thing, because the underground thing was getting more love and to get more respect. So that's when I started doing the underground wave in that era. So,
that's really cool. And you mentioned that back then you didn't have social media. You actually had to sell a physical copy, like a physical album. You had to go out in the stores and buy it. And you actually had great success on your sales when it comes to your albums as well.
Oh yeah. back in the day, it was hard to get into distribution in the 90s.
Yes.
It was like, it was real pricey. You really had to have a back end, a support system, investors and that nature. But then when I got older and being in the game and knowing distribution and understanding what to do, I got involved with small distributions when I was living in South Carolina, and started getting in that wave and got to connect through that. Excuse me. And then when I got in a couple of years ago, about going on 4 years since I released the Haters album. Yeah, I sold physical copies, over 10,000 copies within 6 months. I used the Google search for like mom and pop record stores overseas. I learned where to go, how to go, ask questions. I did that, and it just worked for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy how you get involved, how the transaction, the money and all that type of deal. And then I just got to the point I started shipping stuff out there for free. And then one of the cats in Japan or China, one of them, he had found a way to send the money. He needed more because people was asking about it, between Australia, New Zealand, a couple of, I think, India, one of them countries in UK. They pretty much finding ways, because a lot of them didn't have Cash App at that time.
Yeah,
So so I had to we had to work it out like that. But yeah, so once we worked it out, I sold 10,000 units in 6 months.
Woo, 10,000 units in 6 months.
Yeah,
That's
that was,
really a lot of stuff. That's a lot of
$10,
success.
$10 to $15 a CD.
And 100% going back to you, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not a lot of artists can say that, especially in these day and age. Even if they're just buying one of these songs, like, not a lot of people can get their songs sold 10,000 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was overwhelming because I wasn't keeping track in the beginning of it, but a lot of people was sending me a lot of stuff, and a lot of people in Canada was sending me some stuff. In the U.S., I was connected to a couple of people down south in Atlanta that I was shipping to. You know what I mean? Then also I was mailing to the bootleggers too. So the bootleggers did their thing with it too. Those who really wanted it, like in South Carolina, Charlotte, Florida area, all down south. So I lived there for 13 years, so I had a nice little fan base out there, and I did a lot of shipping. I was mailing something out almost 3 or 4 times a week. So I was working. I needed, the wife helped me out a lot as much as she can, but it was pretty much me doing it most of the time. I thought I needed an assistant, but then once I reached a certain number, I just pretty much stopped producing more, and I just said, I'm just going to, whoever has it is a collector's item. And now I'm reinventing them same songs to put them on the platforms for the first time this year. So
that's really good. That's really good. You're doing that, keeping the music alive, especially.
Yeah.
And so who are you listening to when you were growing up? What kind of music that you were growing up listening to? Because you said you're listening to hip hop even before you started getting into the game as 12. So who are you listening to back then?
Back then, I was into my Coogee rap, Big Daddy Kane. My favorite MC is Eric B, Rakim. The Run DMC, Fat Boys. I was in the Fat Boys fan club. I was a Fat Boys fan heavy. My Run DMC. A lot of the old school, even the old school stuff when I was younger, like my uncles listened to. You know what I'm saying? The Furious Five. You know what I'm saying? Red Alert and his crew, and little old school joints like that. Even a little bit of disco hip hop back when I was younger, because hip hop was born August 10th, 1974, and I was born May of 74. So I was on when hip hop was born. I was right there. So I you know what I'm saying, they was I came out the womb at the same time, pretty much apart. So so I was there when the movement was intact. I remember my uncles and them was breaking and pop locking. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, man, I was looking in the window. I was saying, what are they doing? And then when I got older, I understood what it was. Yeah. So yeah, that was real fun. That was a fun days.
I hear you on that. And how do they influence the way you see hip hop today? And I'm gonna ask you in a business aspect, like how do they influence your the way how you see business and hip hop, and which artists actually paved like the way for you as well? Like what artists showed you like great guidance when it comes to finding that business aspect in the hip hop game?
As far as the business side of it, I think a lot of my peers in Buffalo, like I learned a lot by watching like legendary rap groups out of Buffalo, like Divine and Debonair and Upstate Click. Being around fellas like that in Buffalo was like I was learning the business side too with that because they was going through a lot of things as far as management, road managers, and how to get it. They were trying to get a deal and that type of thing. And me reading on it too at the same time of them showing me that was a big heavy in the game. As far as paving the way is a lot of the artists paved the way for a lot of us, man. It's like from the old school to the new school, especially in the 2000s. I think a lot more people paved the way more on a different perspective in the 2000s. The 90s was a little bit different because you had to really get in your bag in the 90s, 80s, and 90s to really get in this game. I think in the 2000s you had to get in your bag too, but it was a little more easier because that was the birthplace of the digital side, and I think that gave us a little leeway to be more independent and be more self-made. So that I think that was really important for the 2000s. That was a time for us to really learn. That's when the youth was really learning on that digital side. Some was getting it, some didn't. Later down the line, in 2000s, I believe a lot of them was catching on to it, but it was only a few that was doing the digital side in 2000. So like, people that paid the way in 2000s, like Soldier Boy, he was one of the first ones to really pay the way on the digital side for us to be on the distribution side. And get the publishers to be on the digital side also. Because even when he was in the game, the publishers wasn't even on the digital side. You still had to do the copyright paper, mail it out, and all that back then. So he paved the way to open doors for all the open doors in the industry to be digital. You know what I'm saying? He brags about it all the time. Shout out to Soldier Boy. But
he does.
yeah, he boasts that all the time.
He wants everybody to know.
Yes, definitely. So he definitely did his thing on that, and I think a lot of people was taking advantage of that, and people was doing it very consistent, and that's when I got into like, and I know the next question gonna be as far as me doing the marketing thing, but that made me want to learn more. Yeah, that's why.
You already know. That's why I'm a student. I'm a student every time around you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how I started studying digital marketing. With the help of my man, Mr. Will, doing my research. A lot of my mentors paid for me to go to these marketing classes. That was on at the time. Went to one of the classes. A friend of mine had paid for me. It was $400. I didn't have the money. He put the money up because he seen all the knowledge that I did have that I learned by myself and from Mr. Will and a couple other people that gave me the game. But he actually put the money up to be at this digital seminar in 2004, and it was $400, and it was ran by Bill Gates, and it was like camera like this here, and he was like the first one. I think that was the first Zoom because it was crazy because it was like, you was in there, you had to mute yourself, and it was real back then. It was DSL, so everything was kind of slow, but the audio was still good. But he was saying some things that caught my ear. Like he said, in the next 10 years, the digital going to move fast in music, movies, audio, video games, and social media. And that's when MySpace was out and Facebook was just coming up. And Twitter was just coming up at the time. And he was saying those platforms, including Google, was in the workshop too online. And they were saying it's going to take over the web so strong that if you don't get the wisdom now, it's going to be hard to even get involved as far as the algorithms back then. So they made it clear, like, if people, it was over 2,000 people in his class that was on this platform. And it took me a while to understand how it was because everything was so slow and breaking up. But I still got the wisdom as much as I can to understand. So I took that same knowledge then where they're teaching it today, where people still is having a hard time on digital marketing, right? As we speak today. And I teach 101 on that in my marketing class on Instagram.
So where else? So if they were to ask to start a class, so how would that work? How would they hit you up?
They can hit me up right now. They can pretty much hit me up right now on my music page right now on Overlook MC. That's Overlook spell out MC all together. Um, you also can follow the worldwide underscore music underscore online 101 on Instagram, which I can send you the link and you can post it up in your information. So if they
Please
need
do.
that in your
Yeah,
website, they can have it.
definitely.
And pretty much I do free classes every Saturday. The evening time between mountain time between 12, 1, 2 o'clock. And that'd be like 2, 3, or 4 o'clock on your time,
On my time.
Eastern
Okay.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like I get on and I do one-on-one classes, free classes, and then anybody need a marketing coach or a marketing manager, that's a special price. Hit me up and I coach. And I coach a lot of artists right now to this day that their careers definitely blasting off. And I could definitely name a few that's definitely being successful. You know.
Can you name actually? Can you spill some beans? Can you drop some names right now?
Oh yeah, my first client ever when I first started doing the marketing, coaching, management thing was Kayla Bishop. She was my first client. Still is my client to this day. Um, she came in, broke the bag, and everything, and taught her certain things, and I was doing things for her at the same time I was teaching her. And her content got better. When I coached her she was on Instagram. I think she had like 750 followers. I think she's at 13K now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Solid fan base. Her content is crazy. Good music. Um, Pretty much we piggyback off each other. I get to the point now that her skills on her marketing, we don't even talk every day. We just rub off each other on our posts. Like she'll post something, I'll grab it, and then she'll do what to do. I do what to do with it, and we'll keep going like that. You know what I'm saying? And
You guys are always grinding. Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, so she pretty much we have that connection that we don't even have to. I don't have to coach her every day. Like you know what I'm saying? I think I talked to her probably last year like 3 times. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Besides texting back and forth or
Mm-hmm.
inboxing back and forth. But as far as on the phone, I only talked to her 3 times. So we pretty much connected. But she knows her brand and she knows her audience and she knows her target. And that's the key of marketing. Once you know your audience and you know your target, you attack that. Once you attack that, you'll be surprised how many streams you get. You'd be surprised how many fans you have and how much money you could make in this digital world. You know what I mean? So that's awesome.
See, especially for those who are tuning in on 514 Online Mix Radio, these are some you're getting some knowledge free
Yeah.
right now, especially on the radio, whether on Instagram. You need to hit up the Joker because he's always sharing this knowledge. Now, I have one question about your name, because you call yourself the Joker, but you also call yourself Overlooked
Look and
MC.
see.
Can you tell
Yeah.
us why?
I got me being from Buffalo, I always when I came up with the Haters album, like I said, I sold over 10,000 copies,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I only sold 100 copies in Buffalo. Only 100 copies in Buffalo, and everybody knows. Not everybody, but I say about a good 60% of the hood know who I am or know of me or heard of me. And everybody is certain people is getting the clout on a lot of things. And I salute, you know what I'm saying? I celebrate, never hate. But you know what I'm saying? As far as name dropping, as far as what I've done for the community, what I've done for the culture, the respect level is down lower than the people who know me.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that I was overlooked. So I reinvented myself. I stopped doing music, got into the media thing, got into radio, got into podcasting. Even though me and you had a show together, that was very fun that we did, and I got into the media side of it to help market and brand other artists while I was learning why other artists was overlooked, and because they don't have an outlet to get people to see and to hear and to connect what they're doing with their arts and their craft or what they're doing. So when I started doing that, I felt that I was pretty much overlooked, even though people knew of me or even heard music or heard whatever. And I mean, nobody ever really came to me and said they never liked my music and nothing like that. It's just that I felt that I was overlooked and I put in a lot of work even when I was managing artists like Kulu, I was managing people in South Carolina like 4-4 Water, 85 South Click. I mean, I keep going. I have a lot of artists that was under me also that was also overlooked because of the marketing and the branding. So I took a break to learn the marketing and branding so artists like myself won't be overlooked. So when I reinvented myself and got back into the studio, started recording new music and get everything together on my independent side, I call myself the Overlooked MC to put a stamp on it. So now the crazy thing about it, I said I'm the most overlooked MC out of the city of Buffalo. And I think I rub a lot of people along wrong way when I say that in Buffalo. Because like a lot of people, I'm pretty sure other artists in Buffalo feel the same way about themselves. But yeah, I feel that I'm the most overlooked MC in the history of Buffalo, New York. So that's why I stamped that in there, the Joker, the overlooked MC. So I'm wrong with that until I'm not overlooked anymore.
And now tell us about the Joker. How did that name come about?
Rest in peace to the legendary Dirty Nate from Buffalo, man. He was in a group called Upstate Click. I dropped their name earlier in the interview, and I was a fan of his. I was a fan of the Upstate Click, but I was a fan of Dirty Nate first before I got to know him. I met him at like a kids club because he was good with kids and the youth. He was good with the community in Buffalo. And I showed up to play basketball, and I'm always played foosball. I was a real good ball player and played foosball and pool and all that. And he was in there, and he heard about me. And this before I was the Joker, and I was, he's a jokester, so he's always joking. We used to always joke each other and all that, have fun. And I should do certain things in rhymes. Like he did certain things in rhymes. He was a good lyricist too. But I was funny. I was a comedian with mine, so I did the same thing when I used to rap and battle and all that. He was like, "Yo, man, you the Joker, man. You a jokester, man." And it stuck with me. He always called me Joker. Every time you see me, Joker, Joker, what's up, Joker? You know what I'm saying? And then everybody started calling me Joker, so I stuck with me. So I was the Joker. So I've been a Joker. I've been a Joker since what? I think I was. He gave me that name. I believe I was 15, 16 years old when he gave me that name. Yeah. So
Wow.
So rest in peace to Dirty Nate, man. Rest in peace. He passed away about good 5 years ago. Rest in peace to he had a heart attack. So rest in peace to my boy Dirty Nate.
Yeah. You know what? Since we are on the topic of health, you scared everybody last year, and a lot of your people, a lot of your fans, a lot of your supporters all started coming together, started praying for you to recover, and the just the support was overwhelming. It was nice to see the support all the way from Montreal, to see how many people supported you, how many people you impacted, how many people wanted you to get better, how many people needed you. It's important to see that in this day and age, how so many people respect someone who's giving back to their community. And so what happened during that time when your health took a few issues there?
Yeah, in past September, I got COVID-19, and it was a very scary moment. Me and my wife had got it, and it was very scary, and I really at that time, at the same time I was sick, I was I was trying to be educated what COVID was, and I was in the hospital, and it was scary. It was like a warfare in the hospital. Like people was fighting, people was walking out. Nurses walking out, doctors quitting. It was very uncomfortable because I didn't know if I was going to get the help that I needed, because it was so amazing how something that's man-made will come and cause this confusion and non-educated. The nurses in them didn't know nothing. They was learning just as much as I was learning when I had COVID. So it was like, and I was like, when I was in Albuquerque, know nobody, besides the people that I've met, as far as doing shows and doing the music, whatever. But, I definitely was in a bed of affliction. It was very, very scary on oxygen and taking the infusion and all that type of stuff. And at that time, that's when, they was pushing the issue on the shot, and I didn't take the shot until after the fact, until I got the infusion. And then when my wife got sick, that even rang a bell. And then I got educated more with a couple of bosom doctors that really put me on game on it, and about the truth on COVID and that nature, and I start teaching others too. And I see a lot of the information is not on Google. They blocking the information. They try to hide this information. And they trying to pretty much control the world. This is called a pandemic, not a pandemic. And it's a plan behind it. Yeah, and it's working. And the plan is working.
That's true.
So
that's true.
It's in full effect. So
it's so important for us to keep doing what we do, for us to keep inspiring other people and motivating artists, because what keeps us strong is the power of hope, power of faith, and the power of love. You know what I mean? And so many people respected you enough to actually get together, and they were praying for you when your wife asked everybody to pray for you. Everybody was praying for you, and I thought that was real respectful, especially in the hip hop community when people do that. And I definitely salute the people who around everybody who's supporting you. Man, it definitely showed how much of an impact you have, not only as an artist, but the platform that you have. It's important for the artists. So what is in stores for you in 2022? What can we tell the listeners, the viewers, what the Joker has in stores before we go?
The Joker got a lot of things going on. I have a lot of solo projects going on. I have 4 singles out right now on all the platforms. Everybody know The Punisher, featuring Caleb Bishop.
Yeah.
I have another track called The Novas, produced by Stan the Man, featuring Spills from Buffalo, amazing artist out of Buffalo. Spills, make sure y'all check him out. And I got two other joints, and I have another one called Friendship House, who was produced by CG, who is the Griselda affiliate producer. He produced that track. Shout out to CG. He got an amazing project coming out too, and I got that going on. I just formed a rap group out of Albuquerque called Full Deck. We coming soon in 2022. Look out for that. Look out for the Instagram. Look out for all that. And we just did a track with Sadak X from Brand Nubian. Those who know the old school hip hop group Brand Nubians in the '90s. Sadak X did a feature with us, so we got that dropping in May. So they got the new group. They got the new group Full Deck. So check that out. And also the marketing movement. Worldwide marketing class. I got that moving. I'm a marketing coach. I'm a marketing manager for hip hop artists, music artists, businesses, and all that. I have a couple people under my belt as we speak that I teach the marketing and the branding. So if any artists looking to get more streams, to get more fan base, to really understand what's going on in this digital world besides the music business, you definitely need to know the marketing movement in this platform that we use every day. It's the science behind it. I've studied the science for 10 years. I did not just know this last night, an hour ago. I've been studying this for 10 years, and everybody's different. When it comes to this digital world, everybody's different on what they do things because if you don't know, you're just going to post, which is cool, because posting is half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is people ask questions about why is there not algorithms ain't going, why people ain't seeing their content, because the more you're not posted enough. But once you understand the posting part of it, now you got to definitely upgrade your content looking good. Good quality, high quality content, as far as your videos, as far as what font you're using, the sound, the look, the camera. We got good cameras. People see it's clear. We can see you clear. Your content is nice. It's nice and professional. You worked on that for a long time. I've been following you now for about 3 years now.
Yeah,
and
that's
you came
it.
a long way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you came a long way from a white background to a brown background to now you have a background of your content. And what I'm saying? It's all about growth when it comes to this marketing. When you grow from that, people take you serious, and that's how you get more fan base, more listeners, more people want to get involved, more people to ask more questions, more people want to share your content and let people know about, a 514 OnlineMix radio show. They want to ask more questions. They want to go to the website. They want to go to the Instagram and see what's going on over there. Then they want to jump over to YouTube and see what videos you came out with the last past month. So it's like everybody want to get engaged on everything you're doing when you're more professional in this marketing world. And that's the thing. That's one of the secrets that I tell people, that I tell for free. That part right there is definitely what it is. And everything else you get learned down the line. I teach one-on-one classes with clients and step by step at that. Yeah.
That is amazing. As I promised everybody listening on 514 Online Mix Radio, and to everyone who's going to watch this on YouTube, the Joker comes with a lot of knowledge. So I hope y'all enjoyed this interview as much as I did. The Joker, I'm so glad you were able to speak to us at 514 Online Mix. I'm so glad that I have met you. You're a talented man with a lot of knowledge. And knowledge is power. And once again, shout out to what you do for the community of hip hop. We got a lot of love and respect for you. So shout out to you once again.
Appreciate being on your platform. Everybody that's on Instagram, everybody's live on the YouTube. Make sure y'all follow 501 Online Mix on Instagram across the board, man. And check out the platform. Check out the YouTube of all the other interviews she has. Make sure y'all do that, man. I think a lot of artists need this platform ASAP. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot out there, but I recommend a few that I've been on, that I watched, that I'm a fan of, and she's one of the first ones that I was a fan of. Even when I first started my radio show on Blog Talk with IBP Media Group,
yes,
she was like one of the first ones that I was definitely learning from and building from. Besides Big Seven and his show, besides DJ Chuck T and his show, it's like a couple of them that I was fans, that I was following and learning how to do this. And it's like, you know what I mean? We came from a long way. Definitely, you came from a long way. Like I said, I remember you had the white background to the brown background, and now you have content behind you.
Yeah.
You have amazing content behind you that definitely fits what you got going on. And so I definitely salute to you. No doubt.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Thanks for the knowledge, and thanks for that as well. And we're gonna hit you up again and do an interview with part 2. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, just let me know. I'm ready.
Definitely, and thank you once again. And we'll talk to you soon. This is 514 Online Mix Radio. Let's go.
Everywhere we go, we get it in, bro. From BK to PX up in